Let me take you over here. This is where the break happened, and what a mess it still is at 10 o'clock tonight. They say they don't know how that victim is doing or how this incident started, but right when we got here, this whole street was blocked off. The house where this happened is right over this berm, and the homeowner thinks that the person hunting was actually on that hill, and they sent this sharp arrow right into their house. And restaurant owners we spoke to say they were anticipating these guidelines. Some already removed half the tables and chairs from inside and say they're ready to welcome customers indoors on Monday. The water is getting much higher, and it's going to continue to rise. It's getting pretty close to this business here right behind us, and across the street over there you can see there are homes. This area was packed with shoppers when a car that came from this intersection, it went over the grass into this first wall and then all the way through the store.
We're going to go to Erin Edwards right now.
Genevieve, they just threw a flashbang right over here to clear. That was another one. If you heard that, I don't know. They cleared the intersection. Everybody ran this way, and now they moved the line of officers this way, getting everybody out of that intersection here. Everybody started to run in different directions. There's now people on the other side of the street down there, on this street down here. I think this is where a majority of the people are. And a lot of people still, even if you take a look over here, there's still a lot of people on this side. Everybody just started to run and clear that intersection, and now it's kind of split up into three groups here. We even have people in the parking lot back over here, but police are just kind of trying to separate the crowds, it seems.
Channel 9's Erin Edwards is live in South End with more on how businesses think this move will impact their bottom line this weekend. Erin?
Phil, on Friday nights, most restaurants here in the South End have had lines out the door, and you can see they're still pretty busy right now, but restaurants and bars are getting ready to close in just 1 hour. And while this is only the second night for the late night alcohol ban, some restaurants say they're already feeling the impacts.
It's not very good for turning a profit, no.
John Ellison says Thursday nights are usually one of the busiest nights of the week at the gin mill. But last night was a different story.
As suspected, we were probably down 50% in sales from a normal Thursday night.
Ellison says he was hoping the county would keep alcohol sales going until at least midnight, but he thinks 11 is too early.
Yeah, I don't know if the virus only strikes after 11 o'clock or not. These young adults are going to go out to their favorite places till 11 o'clock, and then they're going to continue to party until 2 a.m. in an apartment, no face mask, no social distancing. I don't think it's going to work.
Across town in Noda,
transition's been hard.
Jack Beagle says the late night alcohol ban hasn't affected them too much yet.
It's impacted sales slightly. We just don't know, as you know, going forward how much it's going to continue.
We're hoping people still come out since we are staying sanitary.
But there certainly is a learning curve for customers. And server Jamie Luminoso says she has gotten a few questions about why they're closing early.
We still have a lot of people calling, hey, what time do you guys close? We're closing last calls at 10:30. We got to close at 11, and it's hard for some people to understand. They got to be out now from going from 2 a.m. to 12, now to 11.
But manager Connor Gray says they'll continue to do what they can to keep the community safe.
Personally, you know, whatever's going to impact and help the community as much as possible. We certainly don't want to negatively impact anybody and put anybody at risk, you know, servers or customers alike.
We also stopped by restaurants in South Carolina today, 2 weeks after their late night alcohol ban went into effect. And restaurants we spoke to say they haven't seen much of an impact to their sales yet. Phil?
Yeah, new way of life. Certainly a new look in South End this weekend on tap. Erin, thank you.
Parents say they've been dealing with this scary situation for months. Every day the kids walk to their bus stop right here. The bus stops in this first lane, and while kids get on, cars end up passing out the bus on the outside lane. Not once, twice, even 3 times, but 4 times drivers caught on camera just this week passing a school bus.
The lights are out, you see on the videos, and they're still going straight through it.
Neighbors say this has been going on since March.
At first, we thought it was a fluke, and then it was happening on the daily.
Shelby Gam and Lee Ann Orden decided to start recording drivers making this illegal move.
In one of my videos, you could see, we stepped out in front of traffic, in front of the school bus, to see who would pass.
God forbid a child run out, they would have no time to stop.
Orden says she's seen police patrol this intersection, but worries it's not enough to stop the problem.
This is very upsetting, very upsetting. I feel like I've communicated to CMS Transportation, Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department.
We reached out to CMS to see if they're looking into the issue. The school district responded saying, "We would encourage parents to reach out to local law enforcement. Officers are able to issue citations when patrols in the area see violations. CMS has always encouraged motorists to stop for school buses when flashing lights and stop arms are engaged." Both parents say they've reached out to CMPD and haven't heard back.
I hope that Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department will start looking out for this.
Channel 9's Erin Edwards is live tonight in the area where that tree fell. Erin?
Scott, you still see pieces of that tree all over the road here. It fell from right over here. You can see that trunk right over there. Now here's what troopers say happened. They say that woman was traveling north this way when the tree fell on the back side of her car and rolled off of her car, but it made her lose control and sent her into that ditch right down there. She was taken to CMC Maine where she later died. Now, troopers were just out here minutes ago taking pictures of all of this damage and assessing what happened. Of course, we don't know the name of that woman yet, but we'll be sure to update you as soon as we get that in. For now, we'll send things back to you in the studio. Erica, the house where this happened is right over this berm, and the homeowner thinks that the person hunting was actually on that hill, and they sent this sharp arrow right into their house.
It's scary, it's concerning, and I just felt at first targeted.
It was a Saturday afternoon. Heather Vanchel just let her dogs out to play when she heard a thud.
When I came out, I saw this protruding from the house.
She says the arrow went so deep it hit the brick.
This is not one of those situations where they shot into the air and it came back down.
When she pulled the arrow out of the house,
We were not expecting this to be, these are very sharp, they're razor blades basically.
edges so sharp you could be cut just by grazing it.
It has put us on edge a little bit.
Vanchelt's house is surrounded by 3 streets. She says in order to hit the home, she believes someone would need to be on the berm in their backyard.
It's my backyard, I'm in the city limits, I'm on a very busy road and cross street, so it doesn't make sense at all to me.
Channel 9 investigated a similar incident just last month at James Boyce Park, where officials believe someone was hunting deer with a crossbow. That's less than a mile from Vanchelt's house.
There was a deer found not too far from here with an arrow in it, which was a shock to me.
The North Carolina Wildlife Commission tells me they haven't found the person responsible for that case. Vanchelt says CMPD believes the arrow that hit her home was fired by a crossbow.
As far as they know, it was probably a hunter who misshot or something. And I'm like, that's fine, but it's still illegal. Someone 2 or 4-legged is going to get hurt.
A city ordinance says firing a bow and arrow or anything with a sling is not allowed within city limits except in licensed shooting ranges. Erica and Scott. Phil, all the businesses we spoke to say they're closely following the state's guidelines for reopening tomorrow. A few, like 9 Round, will be taking extra steps and going above the state's regulations in an effort to keep their clients and employees safe.
We want to make sure that all of our members, all of our staff are very, very safe.
Salons and fitness centers may look a little different than you're used to, all in an effort to keep you safe. At 9 Round in Rock Hill, managing partner Dennis Carver placed blue tape on the mats to make sure clients are keeping a safe distance.
The great thing about it is now you have your own personal trainer, but you also have your own personal sanitizer.
While the gym will be open and welcoming guests, they're encouraging people to schedule sessions online.
It's kind of like getting your haircut. You know, you can schedule online, but if you walk in, you might be able to get in.
Now we're doing only by appointment.
Over at Euler Dominican Hair Salon in Tega Cay, they're limiting customers to 6 people inside at a time.
We're asking all the customers to come in with gloves and masks, but we're also providing it if they cannot come with them.
Nail salons are also taking precautions, and many are not allowing walk-ins. Natalie Wynn says she's hoping for a smooth opening.
I'm excited but nervous at the same time because, we try our best to have enough time to take care of the customer and then at the same time to have enough time to clean.
Every place we talked to today says they're booked.
Next week we only book.
So we already are booked for tomorrow.
We've got a full slate of people that are coming in tomorrow and getting ready to get it back and have some fun and start kicking it.
Along with salons and fitness centers, tattoo parlors and massage centers will also be opening tomorrow. Phil?